Hey there, this is Dylan Mixer, and today we're going to be taking a look at 4 special Spitfire audio libraries. I know it's been a long time since my last video. It's been a journey. I've been building my new studio, and what you guys are seeing around me is not my finished studio, but more so like a utility closet that I was able to set everything up in while the, chaos of construction goes on. I can't wait for you guys to see the finished studio, but for now, I think this will do it. Spitfire Audio approached me to make this video to feature 4 of these libraries that are going on sale for St. Patrick's Day. The libraries are the Spitfire Harp Redux, Hearth and Hollow, the Signatures Fink Vocals and Production Library, as well as Percussion Swarm. Spitfire didn't tell me what to do or say in these videos, and they didn't tell me that I needed to review the libraries in any sort of good light, so I am going to be extremely honest. However, they did provide a discount code for you guys, for me to give to you, and that discount code is down here in the description. Alright, let's get into it. I will see you guys in the DAW. Alrighty, here we are inside Cubase, and I want to show you guys the very first thing that I wrote for this composition, and that is this riff, or line, as you call it, in the Hearth and Hollow library. Now, I love the Hearth and Hollow library. I love the folk vibes. I love the dryness of it. I love the messiness of it. The best thing about it is that it just sounds like a bunch of people playing in a room together having fun. Like, that is what this library sounds like to me. This library contains a multitude of solo instruments, such as a guitar, cello, banjo, oud, mandolin, violin, and dulcimer, but I must admit that I like just using the ensemble patch because, I mean, this is kind of what it's just made for. It's made to sound like people playing together. The thing that I really love about it is every round robin, so every repetition, anytime you hit a note, it like everyone attacks differently than the time they did last time. So like every round robin is just extremely different from each other, which I really appreciate. So that means you can do stuff like... And I also love the dynamics with this. As you hit the key harder, you get a lot more twang. So when I started playing with this, I immediately wanted to play something like joyous and something in a major key, and I kind of like felt like celebrating, like I felt festive almost. That's when I sort of created this quick narrative about this group of people that come together, you know, out in the woods, and they only see each other, you know, once a year. Otherwise, they never contact each other. They come together once a year just to play instruments and to jam and like have a good time and drink and be joyous. And, you know, it lasts all night. And so that's kind of what I was thinking of as I wrote this piece. All right, and the next thing that I wrote was the percussion part, and so I used the Percussion Swarm library for this. The Percussion Swarm library is mostly exactly what it sounds like. It's these swarm patches, just lots of tremolos, lots of rolling, lots of ambiances created from all of these different percussion instruments. But it also does have just a great selection of normal hits. And so I found this patch, and these are called udus. I'm not sure the history of this instrument, but I thought it sounded cool. And that sounds like this. Now, I'm a percussionist, so I must admit that I spent a lot of time just kind of arranging the percussion parts. There's so much cool stuff in this bundle for me to just like layer together. After that, I needed a kind of like kick, like stomping sound, because if you listen to the ensemble play, it's kind of syncopated, right? And it has that feel, but I wanted something like very 4/4 and like, you know, something you can kind of like stomp your feet to. And so I found this percussion patch from the Albion Solstice library, and this is the Mard kits, and that sounds like this. You know, just really beefy, really beefy. Okay, in this next section we have some more Percussion Swarm patches. We have this one, I think these are the Batas. Yes. And I also have this sound design patch, the Siberia one. Yeah, something really cool about this library is they're all labeled with regions, and it kind of just gives you like an instant idea of what the vibe is going to be for that patch. And so this one sounds like this. Yeah, Percussion Swarm has all of these warped patches, which are just very synthesized and sound designed versions of the patches that you've already heard in the core version. So these are some great options for pads or ambiances that which sound organic because they are derived from, you know, real organic things. Okay, next I really wanted to lean into the ethereal side a little bit, and so I reached for the Gaelic Voices. This is just a free library from their Labs collection, and it sounds amazing. Like, seriously, I really wish they would create a full library of this with legato and, you know, the works. And that sounds like this. It's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now this next section, I wanted a sort of percussion break going on, and so that's when I started playing around with the Fink signature library. Thing about acoustic guitar libraries is that there's never one size fits all. You're usually going to need an assortment of acoustic guitar libraries to sort of get everything you need. For instance, before I had this, really all I had were very like steely and bright and tinny acoustic guitar samples, while this library is actually a little bit darker and a lot more warm sounding and intimate. And this library has this patch called the Brady Kit, and this is basically just a percussion patch, you know, using the acoustic guitar for percussion. And so I created this little groove here. Yeah, really cool. Obviously not something that a real human could play. Well, maybe like a group of humans, like an ensemble. Like imagine a percussion ensemble of acoustic guitars. I mean, that would be freaking cool. And then layered in, I have some more Percussion Swarm patches. And then next, I reached for the Julian Pipes library, which is another free library from Spitfire Labs. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best sounding Julian Pipes libraries that I think that I've ever heard. And the fact that it's free is just ridiculous. So this sounds like this. Like, come on, that's not even legato. Like, that's not legato. Like, that's just a regular long patch. I mean, usually you gotta pay like $500 just so you can get the pro version with the extra special portamento legato or whatever for the, you know, bagpipes. But no, this is just free. I mean, they're crazy. They're crazy. All right, so next everything kind of quiets down, and then we have this pattern going with the Fink guitar. Nice sound. And I must say, I didn't like every patch. Some of the patches in this library, just the round robins aren't there, and so it's limited in what you can do. But I will say that the bread and butter patches, like this one, what is this, thumb notes? So I'm assuming that's just, you know, strumming the acoustic guitar with your thumb. If you're a guitarist, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. But these main patches sound really, really good. And I will say, like, for this particular sound, I did not have a library that could do this sound. So I really appreciate them for sending this to me. All right, and then I doubled it up with the Spitfire Harp. It's almost the same line, but there's some differences. But when you play them together... makes it sound nice and wide and separated. And I would say they complement each other really, really well. And then on top of this, I found this sound design patch in the Percussion Swarm library called Amazonia, which is just perfect. So this really increases the ethereal vibe that I was sort of going for in the middle of this piece. And so this is more of like a bright, shiny pad. And so this one sounds like this. Really pretty. And then on top, I have some glissandos from the harp. And then underneath all of it, I have another patch from Hearth and Hollow, playing these, what they call blossoms, which is basically just all of them sort of tremolo picking together really, really lightly, and it makes this really nice texture underneath. All right, and as we have the next section coming in, we have some more Percussion Swarm patches. Layered with this one. Layered with the kick drum. And And that's when I discovered that the Fink library had vocal patches. I was not expecting that, and I didn't realize until I was kind of going through this stuff, but this has a really nice vibe, and a totally different vibe than the Gaelic voices that I had going before. So this sounds like this. And again, what's nice is I don't have a vocal library that has that sound. So the fact that I have it now is very, very nice. And I will say that this patch needs legato. I know that that's not really what this library is about. That's totally cool. But man, this patch would be so much better if it had legato. I had to turn the attack all the way up, essentially, to get sort of the sound that I wanted, because before it was just like too robotic. So the way that it comes sounds like this. And I will say that Spitfire is kind of known for having these almost otherworldly like vocal patches, and I don't know if they're intended to sound that machine gunny or not, but you almost always have to like play with them to get them to sound right. But again, really, really nice sound, and all I had to do was turn the attack up, so not a big deal. And then on top we have some more shimmering from the Percussion Swarm ambient patch that I had. And then I have one final melody line from the Gaelic voices. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope this has been helpful and fun. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe. It really, really helps. I am a composer just like you, trying to make my way and trying to make a name for myself. And believe it or not, engagement on these videos actually does catch the attention of the, people that I'm trying to get to know.